During First World War, Great Britain needed soldiers when entering the war. They appealed a lot to the young men of Britain, trying to convince them to join the army. They used a lot of logos, ethos, and pathos, and hoped to encourage the young men by making an illusion of this great life of a soldier, where there was place for everyone and that you would receive honor for your courage. In this first picture, as we see on the screen, you see some sort of authority figure in the symbol of some sort of officer. The man is pointing directly at you, and no matter where you're standing, he's pointing at you. And by doing that, he refers directly to you, and you cannot escape from him. He represents the army, and the army is an authority. And by using this authority, they are appealing to the receiver by using ethos. And as a receiver, you have a foundation of trust to the army, because they are the ones who are protecting you and your family. The text says Britain wants you, and by saying that you feel obligated to help because they want you and they want you to fight for your country. The next text says join your country's army and God save the king. This text uses pathos and appeals to your emotion in some form of national love and pride. And further on, there refers to God. In the time of First World War, Great Britain was a country which still was very faithful in God. So they appeal to your emotion, because if God says you must help your country fighting this battle, you feel obligated to help because God is mentioned. And even further, we can see the sentence God save the king, which is a reference to the song God Save the Queen from 1745. And this song is one of the national anthems of Britain and a symbol. This poster appeals in general a lot to the receiver's emotions. The topic of the poster is of course the war. The reader are the men of Britain. The circumstances are the army trying to get young men to join the forces so they can participate in the war. The language is English, and we can see that in the text. And the author is the government of England. This poster is a bit different from the others because it does not appeal to your duty, it appeals to your lust. The army isn't all work, the text says, and the sentence tells you that you can mix business with pleasure. The structure in the picture is made so that the soldier in his uniform is standing in the front, and is the first thing that catches your eyes. Behind him stand two of his fellow soldiers, but they're dressed in sports clothes. This supports the text of the poster that says that you can both work and do sports with your friends at the same time. These three men are the focus, but in the background there are men playing sport. They are playing football and cricket. In the poster, cricket are especially interesting because that is one of the national sports in Great Britain. They are indicating that the soldiers of the British Army has a special bond and some kind of brotherhood, perhaps. The topic is the war. The writer is the army government. The language is English. Again, we can see that because of the text. The circumstances could be that the army had a bit of a harsh reputation, saying that it was a very hard job, so they were trying to show a different side. The receiver of this message were especially young men who were looking for a place to fit in where they could achieve honor while having fun with each other. The government and the army appealed in many ways. They tried to show another side of the life of a soldier, including sports and brotherhood. At last they tried to convince them that it was their duty to help, and fighting this battle for their country would make them honorable and a part of Great Britain.